today's side of home plate, facing the field to register your interest. And your little leaguers could run out in the Adelaide clock.
Good evening, everyone. Friday night baseball here at Norwood. My name's Andrew Sperling, my partner Peter Wyatt, the brains behind the 10th inning. We're happy to present Game 2 of this 4-game series of the Bandits taking on the Bite. Last night we saw a fairly comprehensive victory to the Bandits, and the bottom line is the Bite needs to lift a bit. They've made some changes in their lineup, which I'll go through right now. Nate Belendres is going to lead them off at centre field, Josh Cakebread at second base, Steph Welsh at third base, G-Man Choi at first base, Ethan Paquette comes into the field at right field, Angus Roger in the DH role, Justin Howard at left field, Dylan Child jumps behind the dish in catching, Jeremy Creswell hits 9 in the second lead-off and plays shortstop. Zach Fuser will take the pill for the Bite. And for the Bandits, not too many changes. Anaka remains at centre field, Dutton at second base, Roberts at right field, Clark catching, David Sutherland first base, Alonso at third base, CJ Beattie DHing, Logan Wade comes in at left field, Alan Schoenberger at shortstop, and James Albury takes the hill as Fuser sends one by lead-off Anaka for strike one. Again, just hits a nice spot, get ahead of the count. 0-2, delivers. Waste the pitch outside. I'm here by myself tonight, folks. Hope I don't bore you to death. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. And again he goes and locates a good pitch that Anaka fights off and fouls. Going to have a theme tonight, folks. Another set of batting gloves on offer here. Okay, you got to pick the theme. I will be saying some words during the broadcast as he bounces one in the dirt. Still well ahead of the count. 2-2. So particular words, and they will all add up to a theme. So keep your ears open. When you think you got it, let me know at livebaseball@the10thinnings.com.au. Won't be giving too much away. You'll just have to work it out. When you think you have, get it in, and Anaka, from being way behind the count, picks a walk. Very hot day here in Adelaide. Must have been in the low to mid 30s. It's a bit of a sweaty one, so it's exactly the same now. Temperature hasn't dropped too much, sun just gone down, but with no glare, no sun, it's just absolutely perfect for baseball. As Brad Dutton comes to the plate, very open stance as he looks at Fuser, takes a pitch inside for strike one. Both teams didn't exactly set it alight last night offensively, but on the back of a good third inning for 4 runs, the Bandits just held sway all night and did it pretty easy as Dutton rolls over on another one to Cakebread, and it starts the same way. It's a 6-4-3. Last night, Anaka picked a walk and Dutton hit into a double play at shortstop, and he's done exactly the same thing tonight. Little 3 bouncer. And the Bite pivots do the job and give Fuser 2 outs here in the top of the first. So you're going to have to stay alert tonight, folks. Set of superb Franklin batting gloves as that pitch is inside for 1-1. Might take a long time to get there, but keep picking those words and keep putting it together. Let me know as soon as you got it. So 3-0 count as as that pitch is low and not entirely handled that well by Child. So that's a walk for Josh Roberts.
The catcher, number 37, Cody Clark.
We relived a couple of highlights from last night with Hirotoshi Anaka, who took 2 spectacular catches, one going back into the fence. Pete might show you a little bit later, the dent's still in the fence out there. He went face first, it was an awesome catch, and then finished the game sprinting hard into centre left field for a magnificent diving catch. A couple of real highlights. So Fuser to Clark, he just has a little look over with Choi just to keep Roberts aware that he has a move, and any error by you will be taken advantage of as he throws one nicely located up and out fastball. So 1-1, 2 out here in the top of the first inning. Brisbane Bandits taking on the Adelaide Bite. Skews it from the set, delivers another nice pitch, just a bit low. Fired that one down and in. And again, prepares, looking at first base, delivers. Lovely change up. Just crossed Clark up. There'll be no doubt setting fastball and just froze at a well executed change up by Fuser. Hello to the Fuser family. Hope you're up very early in the morning again watching your son pitch and brother and everything else, and he blows Clark away to get out of this first inning. Excellent effort by Zach. We'll have a short break. We'll see you in a moment.
Number 23, Southfielder Nathan Melendrez.
So welcome back here, bottom of the first inning at Norwood Oval. As I mentioned, just absolutely perfect conditions. And Nate Melendrez shifts from the 3-hole to lead off and bangs one to the fence in centre right. He legs it around for a double and stands up at 2. A one-pitch double by Nate Melendrez, and I'm I'm sure the bike coaching staff would be absolutely wrapped with that.
For Nathan Melendres.
Being able to work with something. And
second baseman Josh Cakebrand.
interesting to see what Coach Harris has in mind here. He's taken over the role at third base out there himself, which is very unusual for Tony. Good to see, actually, to see him get involved again and run the game from out there. Appreciate being manager. You can, with a great staff, you can sit back and relax as Cakebread shapes to bunt but takes a strike. I think when you're out there you really feel it, you become involved and your heart pounds a bit harder, and whether that be good or bad, sometimes you've got to lead from the front, and Harris is doing that by stepping back out onto the diamond, and Cakebread has a good swing at that and snicks it to the backstop. All those little things that we've been talking about, one just right here that Josh has got to do a job for his team here and get Melendres minimum to third base. To Albury as he pops that one down that third base line, and that goes into foul territory. Of course, we appreciate that the pitcher will understand what he's trying to do as well, being on an 0-2 count, so there won't be too much coming middle in for him to just wrap around the corner, pounding that outside part of the plate, trying to get him to hit a ground ball to shortstop at third base. So Albury from the set delivers. That ball bounces in the dirt. So a 1-2 count here on Cakebread. Melendres, who led off with a one-pitch double in the centre right, hit it right on the nose. Beautiful piece of hitting as Albury again prepares to deliver to Cakebread. He gets that one, jams it inside, nearly gives him a shin buster. Skips out the way. Missing not having our little meter up there with kilometres per hour of pitching, so we can give you a bit of an idea of what velocity these guys are throwing it at. As again, Albury comes inside and Cakebread goes into centre right. Melendres is tagging. And Roberts takes the catch, but in his intention to get his feet underneath him as quick as he could to fire one off to have a ping at Melendres at third base, he slipped over. So that stopped any play taking place. So any way you can, Josh, and he's done the job. Good little piece of hitting a ball deep into centre right.
Third baseman, your Adelaide White, Stephen Welsh.
So Stephen Welsh pushing into the 3-hole for the bite, saving for your best hitter, and after perhaps 30 or 40 at-bats just this year, that might be a little too many also. He stepped into the 3-hole, and what a great opportunity to be looking to put one in the outfield somewhere, as that pitch was wild by Albury. Up and out, Cody Clark. To get moving to get a handle on that ball or take it to stop Melendres skipping home. Albury again, that pitch just Welsh wanted to have a crack at, but it was perfectly located and just jammed him, so he checked and stopped on his swing. So 2 ball, 1 strike count with 1 out. He gets a pitch and rips it around the corner. It is a fair ball, and Welsh gets on his bike, and he also legs an early double for the bite.
A double in a 1-game inning for Stephen Welsh, crossing the top of the score is Nathan Melendres, and the Adelaide White had the lead. Now batting number 47, first baseman, G-Man.
So a double to Melendrez. Fly ball that pushed him to third base, and a tear around the corner from Welsh. Puts a run on the board for the bite. Gives him an early lead. Something they haven't seen a lot of this season. And now G-Man Choi gets an opportunity with the pitcher, doing it a little bit tough as he takes a pitch inside. Ball one. Fantastic start by the bite here. Just a little bit of electricity in the park. Nice little crowd rolling in, 12 or 1,500 people. Again, he just flips one outside that missed by 1.5 feet. So it's 2-0 count here. G-Man should be looking to leave his shoes if this pitch is anywhere around the mark. Show that bit of pop that he showed us in the All-Star game where he pounded one over left field for a left-hander and then tore a couple of balls to all parts of the ground. So Albury again delivers. And Choi's gone straight away centre field. Naka onto it, read it off the bat and pounced on it. So, okay, got his pitch, had a decent swing at it. A nice piece of the bat. But he flies out to straight away centre field. So it's 2 out for the Bandits. And Ethan Paquette, who's been another late inclusion to this bite lineup, has put some mighty swings on in the box. Not all coming off, but showing that he's a big hitter, and he's popped a high ball to right field. Roberts just calling him off. Totally under control. Takes an easy catch, and that completes things for the bite. They put a run on the board. They take a 1-0 lead. We'll be back with the top of the second real soon.
Bite with a 1-0 lead.
David Sutherland enters the box and he rolls over and one. A little bit of a nasty ball. Choi gets it. Diffuser who touches first base. Says goodbye to Big Goofy.
Third baseman, Carlos Alonso.
Fuser, who is slowly warming into his work here. I mean, from the start of this season where he had an unlucky first outing, then got a win in Melbourne, and doing a nice job in the early stages here tonight, and looking like he may become our number one man, the lefty, as he gets Alonso foul tipping that ball down into the catcher's shin guards. So 1-1 count on Alonso. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Fuser again fires in a fastball. Lovely control. Beautiful action. So a 1-2 count. And the curveball up the middle. Creswell hunts it, takes it, and makes a lovely play. Again, a nice curveball by Zach there, and got Alonso making some nice contact, but could only produce a ground out, which Creswell made a nice play up the middle on. So CJ Beattie, who I caught boogieing to a couple of songs last night, has a nice swing at that first pitch and fouls it into the backstop. Fuser tries to get him off the plate with an up and in fastball. So 1-1 count. And lovely disguised fastball there. Might have just pulled the string on it a little. Got CJ swinging through it. So again, Fuser ahead of the count and delivers. Just hits the glove outside. 2-2 count. As the lefty delivers again. Curveball rolls over again. Creswell gets a bit of a funny hop but takes it. Makes a lovely play to G-Man Choi. And that's the end of the Bandits. The end of the top of the second. We'll have a short break. We'll be back in a moment.
Coming up, they lead 1-0.
Serious? Wow. Good boy. You do a great job.
And folks, you can see
Chomper,
our fun-loving mascot, making his way in from the outfield. Great to have Chomper with us. Chomper will be making his way around the ground, and he's available for autographs, photo opportunities, or just general high five.
Let's go, Johnny. Please.
For high fitting. There's no need to be afraid of Chomper. I realise he's a shark, but I've seen the movie Jaws, and we all know how that finished. Humans won, sharks. We on, John? So no problem there, Chomper.
Welcome back, everyone.
Make sure you
proud sponsors: Duck Deer Air Conditioning, MC Sportswear, Marshall Batteries, Colts Baseball Academy, PPI PA, Shane Bennett, Page 6, Spurling Office Solutions. Not a bad list of sponsors, hey? We're doing okay. We're really quite thrilled to bring this to you. We're having, again, just such wonderful feedback from you all. Makes us really want to be here and do the best we can as Roger swings through that pitch for strike one. There's Albury. And Roger again gets a pitch. Middle out, and he just misses it and hits it foul down the first base line. That's a little up. Roger, good selection, lays off of that pitch. It's been in red hot form, Angus Roger, and he cracks one around the corner for another base hit into left field. This lineup seems to be sorting itself out a little.
Number 29, left fielder,
Always for any manager
Howard.
to have to assume and go on reputation and etc., and try to set his lineup early in the year. It's not too easy, and I think it's all sorting itself out. And tonight they're really looking good. This is a man that we're all crossing our fingers and hoping can get something out of Justin Howard. Just been battling a little bit, getting a lot off the handle. As Aubrey does his neat little move around the corner to first base. Gets Angus scrambling back and prepares to deliver to the left-hand hitting Howard, who gets a pitch outside part of the plate for strike one. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are. As we said, we always look to be interactive. Very important part, especially when I'm sitting here by myself. You better give me something to do. It's been a long, hot day, and you don't want me nodding off in the 7th or something like that. So live baseball at the 10thinnings.com.au as Howard smacks one up the middle. Fantastic for Justin. Always a great thing to hit one right on the barrel of the bat, and he bangs it up the middle for a base hit. Dylan Child, as we said, who's been flipping with Adamson behind the dish. They've both been doing great jobs, not only defensively but offensively. And a great opportunity for Dylan with none out. Runners on first and second to stroke one somewhere and keep some momentum going in his bunting. He gets it to the pitcher. They look to force it 3, and that's safe. Aubrey opted, it just was slow enough to just cause a bit of an issue, and I never liked the play. And although it was a first-class throw, Roger got a great jump and stood his lane to third base, so Child does the job.
Shortstop, Jeremy Creswell.
So Jeremy Creswell jumps down into the 9-hole just to give him a little bit of relief, and for this sort of situation he lifts one into left field, not looking like it's deep enough, but Roger mimics that he was going to go, but just not deep enough. Creswell got a pitch up and in, and
we're going to the top of the lineup.
That was all okay. He just lifted it just 5 to 10 more metres, and it would have been just enough, but it was dangerous with none out. When we've built some momentum, it would have been silly to have burnt someone at the plate. So sensible baseball by the bite, as much as we were urging for something to happen. But Nate Melendrez, who started with a 1-pitch double into centre right, comes to the plate with loaded bases, 1 out, and he has looked like he's the sort of guy, and he gets a slider and just swings through it for strike 1. These are the situations that good hitters want and look for, not shy away from. And Aubrey with an excellent pitch, but perhaps just a tad low. Certainly caught the plate. Not much from the pitcher or hitter, so perhaps I misread it, but Aubrey again delivers, and that ball is also popped up. Shortstop Schoenberger heading back. Just 15 metres back from his normal position, he takes a pop fly. So the bye,
Number 6, second baseman,
loaded
Josh
bases,
Capered.
hit a couple of shallow pop flies that haven't got the job done. And now with 2 out, Capered comes to the plate to hopefully put a curly number up on the board. Pitch, perfect low fastball from Albury for strike 1. So Capered has certainly been putting plenty of bat on ball. He'd like more of the same. He gets a slider that he takes inside. Evens the count at 1-1. Steps off, the flies are a little bit of an issue. In that great Australian way, he swishes them away. And from the set position with the loaded deuces, 2 out to Capered. That pitch is outside. So 2-1 count, 2 out, loaded bases. Bottom of the second inning with the bite currently leading at 1-0. As Capered prepares to accept a pitch from Albury, and that's up for 3-1. And again, and he hits a little, or a meek little ball to straight away centre field. Onaka takes it easy. And after a very impressive start, the Bite score 0, but they still retain the lead at 1-0. We'll be back in a moment. So welcome back here. It's a beautiful Norwood Oval. Adelaide Bite in the bottom of the second had an ideal opportunity to score some runs, but made a real quiney of it. lead-off Logan Wade, preparing to take a strike, the second strike, so a 1-2 count on Wade. Wade, of course, could be another name that I might be dishing out there as one of those clues, and he rips one out to centre field. Melendra is just creeping his way back to the fence, and then warning track takes the catch. So 1 out on the Bandits.
Number 23, shortstop Alan Schoenberg.
Alan Schoenberger takes a ball from Zach Fewcett. Prepares to accept a pitch, and he rips it around the corner, but just basically went straight into Stephen Welsh's glove, who was in the perfect fielding position, glove on the ground, beautifully set and balanced, and it went straight in for a little line drive out. So bad luck to Schoenberger, but good luck to the bite. So 2 out on the Bandits here in the top of the 3rd inning. Bite leading it 1-0, which I'm sure you're looking at your screen and seeing it anyway with the magnificent graphics. Ooh. And Onaka squared around a bunt, and Fewcett just fired one inside, and it scurried Onaka. And I think in the bite are trying to protest and say that he was coming around and it hit bat or hand or something, and it should have been a strike, but it has been called a ball. There was no contact. And again, and you could see him off the plate a little bit there, and Fewcett fired one outside, and he had a swish, but he was nowhere near it, so he was on his heels a little bit. So Zach got him moving and throws a decent change up that Onaka takes. So 2-1 count, 1 out, top 3, and he just dribbles one around the corner, a 4 bouncer to Welsh. There's 2 out, I'm sorry, so that's 3 out. So Bite doing a terrific job here. Whilst I have you, I'll just give one of our sponsors a bit of a plug, Duct Air Conditioning. As I keep spruiking about South Australian manufacturing, we continue to buy offshore and similar as that. I'm in the commercial furniture business, and buying Chinese chipboard products and getting labour done offshore is only killing our local manufacturing, which we cannot afford to do. So it's a great South Australian manufacturer, Duct Air Conditioning, also a carbon neutral truck company, have a free upgrade to their university tested, fully labelled Energy Smart system on any purchase of a ducted air conditioning system at any duct air conditioning outlet. So if you're in the market for some ducted air conditioning, go in and see your friendly chaps at the agencies. You can tell them what sent you, mention the 10th inning, and you will receive that upgrade. And that's a cracker of a deal. So we'll have a short break and we'll be back in a moment.
Now everybody here is also going to win a t-shirt. Please give a round of applause for our winners from Duncan Orthodontics.
welcome back. As Albury fires one inside. Even the count at 1-1. And that pitches down for ball 2. Got a few emails here and I'm on my Pat Malone, so bear with me. As Welsh just points that around the corner foul for 2-2 count. John Pryle, Director of Emergency Service in Pittsburgh. Fantastic to hear from you. I know you've spoken to us before and having a look at your young prospects, which is just awesome that you can take the time out to show such interest in your boys and just wanting to know what they're doing and how they're going. So it's really great that you're tuning in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Amazing. Let's go Bucks prospects. Let's go bite, he says. So, John, thank you very much. Hope you're fit and you're well and you're happy. We'll try to keep your boys in good shape and send them home ready to roll. As Welsh fires one into centre field. Anaka going back, trying to take 3 great catches, but he can't. And Stephen Welsh hits a straightaway bomb. The Bite are on fire tonight.
Stephen Welsh's second extra base hit of the ball game is a solo home run. Straight away centre field. And the Bite have doubled their lead. It's 2-0, and that brings to the plate number 47. First baseman G-Man Troy.
Lead-off solo home run to Stephen Welsh, who absolutely pounded one over the centre field fence. The big G-Man Choi strides to the plate, looking to perhaps to deliver a similar parcel, and he has a big hoik at that. Foul tips it into the glove. So a 1-1 count. Choi gets a pitch, just a little up and a little in from Albury, looking at the umpire and thinking, "Whew, that wasn't far away," but a ball that was called, and tries to get a slider going, it leaves it up and out. So a 2-ball, 1 strike count, none out. Bottom of the third, Bite lead at 2-0. Gets it. What looked an okay sort of pitch, and Norwood again not overly happy and being a long way and not perfectly positioned. I really shouldn't be commenting too much, but wow, that was a close pitch, but Choi grabs a walk.
Number 11,
so live baseball at the 10thinnings.com.au. Where are you people? It's Friday night, we've got a fantastic crowd. The Shark Tank's nearly full. I'm sure Peter will whiz down there and give you a bit of a look. As Paquette, again with that big swing of his, likes what he saw and snicks it to the back net. He's a big man, Ethan Paquette. Having a bit of a chat with catcher Clark. And he digs back in. Says, "Let's have a look at you, James Albury. I want to send one." And he gets that. That went about 57 feet and bounced through the catcher to the backstop, and Choi takes second base. So 1-1 count as Albury from the hit delivers. And Paquette, and a good piece of hitting for a man that likes to have a decent wrap. Got a ball middle out and just pushed it to second base. And got Choi to third base. Bite now 1 out. brings up the hot Angus Roger to see if he can pull in the third run for the bite. I'm sure staff would be very happy with that little at-bat by Ethan.
Angus Roger.
And Roger infield, sort of halfway. Aubrey smashes the glove for strike one. Great night here, really lively crowd, loving the start by the bite. Wood Street stand's got 100 people in it, which always means we've got a fair few here, and they're rolling in. As I said, I'm sure Pete will have a bit of a scan around and give you a look when he gets an opportunity, just to let you have a bit of a squizzy at the crowd. Perfect night, still be high 20s. Just beautiful. Another breath of wind. Lovely sunset. Aubrey. Oh, when that pitch was up and in, and Roger probably looking for something up to get to the outfield, but it wasn't really the right pitch. But following along the lines of Craig Watts last night, for a hitter like Angus to get jammed is not such a bad thing. He was hungry and he wanted it. So Aubrey preparing, he steps off as Roger steps out, flies, playing a little part again. That great thing we have in Australia with those menacing little flies, as that pitch again, nice slider outside that Roger couldn't resist. And he had a Hilton House of a swing at it, did Angus Roger. It's again from the set, and that pitch is outside. Had a little nibble just to see, but just a couple of inches outside. Well called by Neil Polton, the chief umpire. So a 2-2 count, 1 out, runner on third for the bite, bottom three. Bite have it at 2-0, and that hits Roger. He's always just going in, and there's that pitch that he's thrown about 4 or 5 times. I'm not sure what it is, but he's lost control of every one of them, and they've had a nice bit of tail, but unfortunately starting a foot inside and carrying on.
For the Brisbane Bandits, just a reminder, folks, if you haven't already done so,
the pitching coach
out to the Adelaide
comes out to have a bit of a natter, just to rebalance it.
Fantastic prizes up for grabs tonight. An Adelaide Bite pack includes an autograph Pat Kelly training card, autograph Bite baseball, and some other fantastic goodies. The all-new Adelaide Bite jerseys, the Russell Adelaide Bite jerseys, are available. They're in stock and they're at the merchandise stand, as are the new red alternate caps. When you see the Bite,
I mentioned to you also about Marshall batteries and their special that they've got. They're trying to raise 50 grand for the James Grant Foundation. They've got a pink battery promotion for a couple of months. Get on board with them, folks. Help him out, holler for a Marshall. Whatever was said to Aubrey works, because he comes straight back with a strike. It's Justin Howard who picked up a base hit up the middle at his first at bat. There's a similar pitch to the one I've been referring to that just shot outside to the left-hander. Again, Albury. It's a nice change up and in a delayed steal, and they've gone for a sensational play and successful with the first and third situation.
And you saw the significance there of Ethan
Magnificent.
as well, making sure he makes that run out
Angus Roger with a delayed steal, and he sucked Cody Clark into having a crack at him at second base. And in the meantime, G-Man saw it happening and got on his bike. Schoenberger fired that ball back to home plate. Choi avoided the tag and the bite scrambled. There was third one through on a really heads up good piece of baseball there. So the bite just showing a lot more giddy up tonight. There's Howard, and that's what we're looking for. That was a nice swing. Where he wanted it, middle in, and he was all over it. Just failed to make contact, but it was a good swing, good pitch selection. He'd be happy with that as a hitter. That pitch misses outside. So 2-2 count, 1 out. Bottom 3, the bite 3, the Bandits 0. And again, there's a similar pitch. And James Albury certainly at 3-0, not thinking it's all over, but just a little wayward and had some long innings. He would be getting up there, but no action in the Bandits' pen. So Albury's going some more distance. Dylan Child comes to the plate, the bite, runners on first and second, 1 out, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. Child swings through that pitch. 1-1 count. All of the hitters tonight from the biter look very hungry and aggressive at the plate, which is great to see. Child prepares that pitch, just misses outside. Lovely heavy fastball from Albury. Just not connecting with the black. So again, from the set, delivers. He gets one off the handle, Child. It bloops into shallow centre right field. Runners held just in case, had a bit of a look and realised it was landing, and everyone arrived safely. So the bases bulge. Creswell comes to the plate again with loaded bags. They threw him down the list to give him a bit of a break, and he's come up twice with none or 1 out, loaded bases. Last time he got one up and in and he jumped on it and just popped it. But he wanted it, so he looks like he's willing to play the game, and Albury slides one outside for ball 1. Sorts of things that happen to you when you're swinging the bat. You make your own luck. You flare a couple, you bloop a couple, but you're aggressive and you want to hit, and Creswell
heads up over there on
just slightly came off of that pitch, which was middle out. Only succeeded in fouling it onto Cooper's Hill here at Norwood Oval. Great spot for all the locals. They get up, people bring their families. Super atmosphere, and he gets a pitch down the middle that he just rolls all over the top of and pulls it around the corner. So Jeremy just having some little issues just with his timing, with his hands. Everyone goes through it many times in their career, but we've got our fingers crossed he gets out of this. There's a slider outside because with one out and loaded bases, boys have already left this situation once. I'm sure they don't want to do it again, and it'd be great for Creswell if he could get some good bat on ball as Albury delivers. And he hits a fly ball again, fractionally shallow, a little deeper, and they're taking it this time. They realise that, and they've got Howard hung up, but Roger crosses.
Scoring is Angus Roger.
And in the meantime, Howard tried to take third.
So it's a 4-0
he got hung up. So that's the third out for the Bandits. The Bites score 3 to take themselves to a 4-1 lead, a 4-0 lead.
Bandits coming up.
I've got a very special guest coming up at some stage tonight. Really interesting guy, and I think you'll be really interested to hear what he's got to say. I won't tell you too much about him. I'll just tell him he comes from a different field. And yeah, it's a really interesting story from a great 21-year-old guy. So we'll see him a little bit later. We'll have a break. We'll be back in a moment.
And they're going to run as fast as they can all the way down the chunk. Please put your hands together for our fourth.
Ladies and gentlemen, children, if you were sitting home then, you might have seen Pete show you a replay of last night's catch by Anaka into the centre field fence, and he's got the camera situated right on that panel. And there it is again. We'll have a look at Anaka go back in and kiss the fence. What a lot of courage these boys show in the outfield, and they say anyone can play outfield. What a joke. It's a high quality position. You're the last line of defence, and there's no greater example than that from Hirotoshi Anaka. What a gutsy catch. What a great player. We'll see more of him tonight.
And the Adelaide have a 4-0 lead.
So I've sent out a couple of little smoke signals with a couple of names, folks. I've got to say the emails aren't exactly flying in, so I've got you stumped at the moment, which is a bit disappointing. I didn't think it was, some brain surgery or anything, but I'll keep on pumping. A little diverse, guys, a little diverse. As Duncan fouls that ball off.
Find that one in the ticket office out on Norwood. In the ticket office. SA Power Networks foul ball.
So Dutton preparing from the pitch from Fuser. As my guest rolls in. Oh, you're a great man. Thanks, Scott. And Fuser with a curveball that Dutton rolls over on, and a routine 5-3 from Welsh. I got a gentleman sitting next to me, 21-year-old bloke who's come over from Victoria, and he'll correct me, but it's a good story anyway. He was playing something like 3rd grade last year, pumped himself up to 1st grade. The old Darren Berry liked what he saw at the Redbacks and got him over here, and he would have played a majority of the games for the Redbacks, which is a great thing. He's also studying, and which we'll find out a little bit more about. And he also had a very interesting role on a very high-rating television program called How's That? So I got Dan Worrell with me here, a Victorian who's been in South Australia for a couple of years. Thanks for coming up, Dan.
Not a problem at all. There you go. All the listeners know my life story now.
Yeah, yes. Well, there's got to be more than that.
No, not a lot. It's been a whirlwind last 6 months, I guess. Coming from, as you say, playing third grade to having my chance in the ones, and then coming straight over here and playing for the Redbacks. So it's been an amazing whirlwind for me, but something I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely, and you're here tonight with the boys. You're playing for the Adelaide Buffaloes here in our grade cricket competition.
Yeah, we've had a shaky couple of weeks, but tonight we're doing a bit of team bonding, watching the bite, put one over Brisbane. So we're having a good time so far.
Oh, good stuff. Boys are in the shark tent as that ball is a little hopper to Creswell at shortstop, who again makes a routine out. So tell us a little bit about the Redbacks thus far, what your journey's been and what your expectations might have been when you came here, and has it all taken you a little bit by surprise, or were you
Yeah, it's coming from just playing club cricket. It's been a huge change. I mean, the professionalism wasn't there in club cricket, but coming over to the Redbacks, we're a young group. There's no hiding the fact that we've struggled in the last couple of years in the longer format, but once again we're proving we're the leaders in the competition in the one-day format, and we're a young group striving to improve and making sure that the South Australian public have got something to be proud of.
Yeah, look, it's a and you know, probably you're in a great position to talk about this with regards to the grade cricket scene, you know, without going into it deeply and, you know, being critical, or, you know, are there major differences between, you know, the competitions?
I can't say that I've seen too much of grade cricket here, because fortunately I've been in the Redback setup, but I think the main difference is just the level of professionalism. And from what I've seen in club cricket here, it's on the improve, and there's a lot of emphasis on improving the grounds and improving the quality of grade cricket here, which is a main focus in providing the future generation of South Australian cricket, just as the cheerleaders walk onto the ground and provide a bit of entertainment.
Absolutely, well spotted, Dan. And you'd be really rapt with your teammate Sam Raphael, who's currently playing for the boys, and they've had a pretty good day today. How'd they end up, the Redbacks? They were going okay.
Yeah, as you say, Sam Raphael's made his debut a couple of weeks ago against Tasmania, which happened to be our first Shield win in 19 games, I think. So he's had a flying start to his career, and he's showed that he's got the ticket to be at the top level. So it's exciting for the Buffaloes, coming from being the Bradman medalist, which is the top honour for an individual cricketer in grade cricket in Adelaide. So today we finished sixth. We had the Victorians 6 to 259 at the end of the day, so we're looking to get the last couple of wickets and push on with a big score tomorrow.
Good one. And mate, you're a bit of an academic. You know, it just intrigued me when I read a bit about you. You're studying quite a bit.
Yeah, academics thrown around loosely, I can tell you. But yeah, I'm a uni student who's taken the year off to concentrate a bit more on cricket. I'll go back to the University of Adelaide hopefully next year to continue my commerce law degree.
And Dan, tell me, how on earth did you score the role? Dan played Mick Malone in How's That, ladies and gentlemen, which obviously the Kerry Packer story and one of the highest rating programs on television, and I'm sure Dan had a lot to do with that. But how on earth did that come about?
No, I was breaking hearts around Australia throughout that series. No, I was playing a second 11 game with the Victorians last year, and Ray Bright, who was the coordinator for all the cricketing actors in the show, came up to me at the lunch break and just said that I reminded him of one of his old mates, Mick Malone, who was in the show. So I was cast as him and had the time of my life. In fact, I've got a bit of a cool fact for the baseball fans. Some of you may have heard of Adam Bright, who was a pitcher for Australia, I believe, and played a bit of time in Japan and with the Melbourne Aces as well. He was cast as Kim Hughes in the show.
Wow. So there you go, hey? So it wasn't necessarily about all about talent, more about looks, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, he was a good-looking rooster. He made the most of it too on the show.
Well, as Melendrez gets under that one and hits a major league pop fly that is taken. Shallow left field by left fielder Logan Wade. Yeah, what sort of experience was that? Did that mean that you were there for an hour and shot what you had to do, or it was quite long-winded and you really stuck around the scene? And was it exciting and fun?
Yeah, it was brilliant fun. I mean, we spent, I think it was about 8 or 9 hours a day on average for maybe 6 weeks.
Wow.
Just spending time with blokes my age who were cricketers and were just there for the experience more than anything. We've got to meet a few actors that we never thought we'd ever get the chance to meet. And had a bit of experience.
All good guys?
Yeah, all crackers. So we had a great laugh.
They look like, even in the show, how laid back to the 70s with the big mows and everything.
Yeah, it was unbelievable hanging around the great Australian 70s team. That's what it seemed like anyway. The most intimidating part was Lockie Hume, who was cast as Kerry Packer. Even though we weren't shooting, he'd strut around in his suit and telling everyone what they should be doing, and telling the caterers that their sandwiches weren't up to scratch.
So what, in jest, or he actually really was taking on the role of
we could hear him from a few blocks away. No, it was a great experience and something that I'd like to do again, to be honest.
As Catebread rips that ball into right field for a base hit. And the biter looking pretty good tonight, mate. I know you said to me don't talk too much baseball, but on your experience.
I'm not going to fool anyone into believing that I know anything about baseball, but I know that we're 4 up, so that's a good start.
Yes, and there's some action in the pen here, and that might be the end of Albury, as we see warming up, and your eyes might be better than mine, Dan, number 38 there in the pictures up in here.
It's only up to 36 in there.
36, is it?
Justin Erasmus.
Okay, well, Justin Erasmus is coming in.
James Albury leading the ball game for the Bandits.
And let's hope we're confirmed by...
Just a moment.
We'll let you know that one when we're actually fully up to speed.
New pitcher for the Bandits is number...
And what's the immediate future holding for you?
Well, we've just got the Big Bash League coming up next month and throughout January as well. So that's an exciting time for Australian cricket, and hopefully the public can get down and support the Strikers in what should be a entertaining tournament and something that the Strikers should go well in.
And please excuse me for my ignorance here. Have you been signed by the Strikers?
No, I haven't. I was come over here on a rookie contract, so my main focus is playing Shield cricket, rugby cricket with the South Australian Redbacks.
Now tell me, you're a bit of an angry one. Not an angry one, but you get into it. You're a competitor.
Yeah, well, if you're going to play a competitive sport, you've got to be competitive. That's the way I see it. We go out there trying to beat the guy at the other end, and at the end of the day, if there's any grudges held, you just shake hands and have a beer afterwards.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. And I've got to ask you, because I watched a little bit of cricket today, not a great deal, but I saw more controversy with the umpire referral system with 2 or 3, and there were 3 or 4 in the first test. Where are we heading with all of this, do you think?
It's hard to say. I think at the top level, we're just looking for a bit of consistency, and at the moment it's in the players' hands, so at the end of the day, if the decision is either really wrong, then it's able to be corrected, but I think it's just the touch and go decisions that, in my humble opinion, it should be just left to the umpires, I think.
Yeah, well, they tend at the moment to be sort of not sitting on the fence but erring, though they're going to be supported by a video review or similar, and not saying in my day, but just they were so precise. It amazed me how they got so much right, to be honest.
Well, I think with the system as it is now and the technology that's improving, it will not only improve the accountability of the umpires, they'll just assess their decisions and maybe put in place measures to improve their accuracy, but at the same time they'll be able to improve their own decision making and make sure the standard umpiring is at world-class standard, which it is at the moment, I believe.
Yeah. So we continue here in the bottom of the 4th inning after the pitching change by the Bandits. And hello to the Erasmus family out there. I know you are good mates with the Bike Girls here, and we had a yell out last night, so you're watching your boy in action as we speak. How would you go out there, mate? What do you think your skills might be?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty good at hacking him to cow corner, so I might be half decent at just slogging him into the outfield. Might make 50 metres. Don't know whether they'll get it over the fence though.
Well, they had some last week here. They had a home run derby, and they had some power guys and some Crows guys. And, yeah, it was, and they obviously with slow pitching, it's actually probably harder to hit than coming on.
I wonder what the neighbours thought of the hail damage though.
Well, there wasn't too much hail damage. Sando had a bit of a crack. Welsh pulls up, went around and caught a foul.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've upgraded the offer. A hoodie? Who needs a hoodie? We're going to do it with a fleece.
So I've been running a bit of a competition tonight here. I've got a theme going to give a set of batting gloves away. And I'm sort of just throwing in names, trying to just get them in any way I can for the... And you're looking at the names for a very obvious common theme. And whoever can pick the theme will win themselves a pair of batting gloves. So I've thrown a couple of names out already.
Yeah.
And, you might be able to perhaps sneak one in some form of...
I'll put out a bloke that wouldn't be out of place, I think, on a baseball field, and that's David Warner.
Well, you weren't meant to say his name. You were meant to say, you could warner him of that he might be good at it or something like that.
You should have warned me beforehand.
Well, there they are. They're just dangling in front of your face. If you can get on email and let us know at livebaseball@the10thinnings.com.au, and you will have a brand new set of Franklin batting gloves. Maybe we haven't been clear enough. Maybe it was a hussy of a comment from you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm on my own. I'm a fraction board, so bear with me, Dan. It might seem a fairly lame little thing, but here we are as Choi swings through a curveball and it bounces off the chest plate of Clark and allows the bite runner to advance to third base.
Have you got your members pack yet? Your members pack is
What are you studying, mate?
Commerce law.
Commerce law.
Yeah. I was at the University of Melbourne back home.
How big's that? How big a university is that?
I think it's one of the bigger ones in Australia, to be honest, if not the world. So it was a great place to be. A lot of history.
You're sort of enrolled at Adelaide here, or you're just going to give it a break and see where it goes?
Yeah, I'm going to wait and see. The enrolment period is now, so the offers will come out in January and I'll find out where I'm sitting then.
Okay.
And go from there. Tell you what, it's an amazing atmosphere we've got at the Oval here.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we've got a good crowd in tonight. Last night, Thursday night, January club night for everyone. So we only, we would have had 500 or 700 in, but when there's a bit of a crowd and they get up and get going, and obviously everyone's happy tonight, and the bite, this game is not dissimilar to most. If it's a bit of a pitcher's game and not much hitting and not much happening, it can mosey on a little bit. But they jumped out the blocks and they've hit the ball hard, the bite, and they're playing some good balls. So the crowd are right behind them tonight. It's fantastic.
Yeah, good to see.
Very perceptive of you to pick
if
it up.
only we could get all these people down to see the Redbacks in action at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, it's such a shame, isn't it? Because,
I'd encourage everyone to get down. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, it's a fantastic oval. I know you've probably come at a time when you're seeing it in great transition, but you're picking up on the history of the place and just feeling it out there, the old scoreboard, and it really is a beautiful ground.
Yeah, well, the way I see it, I'll be a bit nostalgic here, but the way that I see the Adelaide Oval at the moment is it strikes comparisons with the Redbacks team at the moment. It's a rebuilding phase, and at the end of the next couple of years, we're hoping to be at the top of every competition.
Yeah. Yeah, look, again, I think, we've got to consider we're, a population perhaps of 1 million people here in Adelaide, and probably in the central sort of area. So whinge, complain, but we don't have the numbers of other teams, and we rely heavily on our local players to, really stomp it up and get going, and to see, the Richardsons and Putlands and Chad Sayers and, boys like that that are playing, some great cricket for us in a very strong competition. All said and done, I think we're doing okay, and to get that Shield win, and we competed pretty well in Perth. We just didn't quite get through. But
I think the great thing with the Redbacks at the moment is that we are seeing some really strong performances from individuals who are only young.
Yes.
Where you'd find the majority to be under 25, I think. So in the next couple of years, with our players getting a few more games under their belt, a bit more experience and a bit more understanding of their own games, as well as the team philosophies and plans that we've got in place. I'm sure we're heading the right way.
Hit by pitch ball there on Paquette. It loads the bases for the bite. So again, I think in 3 out of 4 innings we've had loaded base opportunities. In this instance there's 2 out. So we've had none and 1 out before with a little bit of leeway, but Angus Rogu's been hitting the ball hard with a great opportunity to knock in a couple of bite runners and give them a little bit of insurance. What do you think of the new world of cricket, with obviously 50 over 2020 and 4-day cricket?
It's exciting times. I think
changing times.
Yeah. Well, I think the new generation looks for that bit more entertainment and excitement factor, and I think that's part of what we've got to embrace in cricket. I mean, in the next few years, we want, along with many other sports whose philosophy is to be the #1 sport in the country, the cricket's aiming to do the same. So if we've got all the different formats of the game and the public's interested in getting around the players that are playing, then we can make it not only a cricket game but an entertainment show at the same time.
We're a very strange little breed, us South Australians, and often get criticised for, often like with the Crows and our teams, that we're, better coached by South Australians because we understand better and blah, blah, blah. But how's Chuck going at the Redbacks? You enjoying things? He's doing a good job and
really
very positive and settled in well?
Yeah, I think he's got some really strong emphasis on our team being a competitive bunch, and we've surely made sure that we're doing our best to make sure we are that competitive team, and when we're going out onto the field we're trying to dominate every contest, whether that be one ball, over, session, but we're just making sure that we take it, the old cliche, taking it in small doses and making sure we get the results.
Here we go, everybody get right behind your Adelaide bite.
In a game of baseball with times to switch on and switch off, and you obviously sit and wait for your at-bat and etc. In cricket, when you're in the field, concentrating for hours is not so difficult. As Roger picks the walk and allows the 5th runner to cross the plate with a bite. Got a 5-0 lead here for Adelaide bite. Doing a great job with Justin Howard coming to the plate.
The bases remain loaded. There's 2 out of 4 teams. Friday night baseball here live from Norwood. The new batter is number 29, left fielder Justin Howard.
Got some emails here that I might get my compatriot to read because I'm an aging man.
Got one here from Mark Haylock, who says, that picture you have now, Kang, would be good to show occasionally. That is the long shot. Nice job.
Thanks, Dan. yesterday, so we only had one phone call, and the other was from Pete's wife, who's no doubt watching. Hello, Stephanie, how are you? He's a little busy at the moment, as you can imagine. There's also just a bit of a promotion for the Open Women's Softball Championship, which is here this weekend, 23rd to the 25th of November, down at their custom-built park at West Beach. So if you're looking for something to do over the weekend, go down and see the girls. I know they've got the New Zealand national team, the under-19 Australian team. Like, it's a really hot competition, and they'll end up moving to Sydney for their last round, but we're glad to have them here in Adelaide, and we've got a perfect weekend, perhaps a little hot if anything. It's going to be 35, 37. You on deck tomorrow?
Certainly am.
First game for the Buffs.
Second game.
Second game.
I played the first game of the year against Port Adelaide, which we won. And
well, you might be the man.
You
might be the lucky symbol. Is that another walk? So
doing it easy at the moment.
Yeah, another run crosses the plate on a walk.
6-0.
Where are you tomorrow?
We're at Glenelg, Littoral Stadium, I believe.
They've been going okay.
Yeah, I think so. As I said before, we've had a shaky couple of weeks, but with the team bonding tonight and a bit of pointers from the professionalism of the fight and just seeing how they go about their business at the top level, we should take something out of that and hopefully implement it tomorrow.
Well, it's good of you to make such a comment, and nice that you're enjoying it. Yeah, we need some runs, that's what we need, the Buffs. We need some runs.
You big hitters. We should do some scouting out here.
Yeah, well they should, there's some big boys. You know, you're not dissimilar to cricket, just a game for all sizes, really. I mean, ideally, if you think you're big and strong, it might work for you, but we know of some tenacious David Boones and Shepherds and, you know, all of the small fellas over the years and big guys, so both games are really, if you've got the skill and you've got the desire, you can play it.
Yeah.
Someone needs to apologise for his harassment. She's been saying Justin down there pitching, he wasn't. She just sent me a message.
Just a reminder about that fantastic deal. If you head over to the merchandise booth right now, buy a Majestic fleece and get a free Adelaide White t-shirt. It is the view of the century. Buy a Majestic
Another pitching change here. We got the last one wrong, so we'll see how we go this time. Very easy here with a schedule that is incorrect.
Something available on the merchandise stand. Get yourself over there. Buy a Majestic fleece, get a
which is probably one of the things to be taken up by the clubs, to actually provide a decent list of players with numbers so we can help, because we've got a number 42 out there but not a number 42 on our list.
It is waiting for you at the
So I apologise to the Erasmus family. I know you're great baseball people, so never anything intended.
It's a 6-0 ball game. You might have the lead. Friday night baseball at Norwood and the new batter.
So Dylan Child comes to the plate with the line, loaded bases again, and this 2-out rally via a couple of walks to score a couple of extra runs. And the Bite are leading at 6-0, and that one goes about 55 feet. Not the required 60 foot 6 inches, and another Bite run across it, this time on a wild pitch. So the Bandits unravelling a little bit here. Yeah, missing hometown, missing a beautiful Melbourne. I mean, it's hard not to. We go over footy and as much as we can and just love it. Just such a great city, and for sport people, I mean, how can you not enjoy it? And the culture and the size of the city and the people and the mood, it's just fantastic. A little bit different to little old Adelaide.
It's big difference between Adelaide and Melbourne, that's for sure. As you say, yeah, Melbourne's got a lot going on all the time, and it's a busy city, but to be honest, I'm pretty laid back and chilled out, and Adelaide's just like a big country town, so I've settled in nicely.
Good one. And you sort of ventured to the beaches, beautiful beaches at all as yet?
Been to Glenelg and Henley Beach, yeah.
Bit of rehab at Henley?
Yeah. Well, I think it's been a bit too cold up until the last couple of weeks, so I might have to get down to Glenelg Beach tomorrow after we play Roll Stadium.
So that ends this inning for the Bite. They lead at 7-0. I'll take this chance to thank Dan for coming up, and he can head back to the Shark Tank and maybe have another little one or two frothies just to sort of settle in a little bit.
On the water tonight, as all professionals would strive to do.
Good ball. I'm really happy to see it. I wish you all the best for tomorrow and your future here, and I look forward to seeing you at the Buffs. Thanks for coming up, Dan.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on here, and all the best at Adelaide Bite for the rest of the season. Might have to come down for a couple of months.
Always a pleasure. You're welcome at any time.
Thank you very much.
Good on you. See you. We'll take a break.
There was some extra big smiles at Norwood tonight. It's not just because
Did my cup too.
Sarah and his daughter.
And once again, our wonderful technician here, Peter Wyatt, page 6, web graphic and design. What a guy he is. You would have seen Anaka's catch just as we're looking at it again. That was the one that finished the game last night after he'd had smoochies with the centre field ball. So, you know, considering 2 innings before, that's what he took, and then took that last catch. You got to tip your hat to Anaka. That was awesome outfielding.
If you have a Farmers Union Ice Coffee product in your hands at the end of this half inning,
it was a real thrill to have Dan Worrell here with us. Great young guy.
Make sure though you need a Farmers Union Ice Coffee product in your hands at the end of this half inning to win great prizes.
Anderson pops that ball up to the infield, and that just goes foul. There was just a bit of confusion there. Welsh coming in, Child going out, Fuser in the middle of them wanting to take the catch, but knowing it's not really his job to do it, so it ends up the ball lands. Fortunately, fortunately for the Bite, foul. And it gives Big Dave Sutherland another opportunity. So on the top of the 5th here, 3-1 count on Sutherland. It's Fuser with a 7-run buffer. Going to stand tall and deliver and get the job done for the Bite tonight. Now look, Dan gave the batting gloves away, but obviously my listeners are not paying attention.
Number 25, third baseman Carlos Alonso.
Which surprises me because I thought for a nice set of Franklin batting gloves to give you your young fella or use yourself or give to the club to raffle off, they're staring at you in the face. So don't make a siddle of yourself. Think about it. Give me an email. Tell me what the theme is. So 8 hits to the bite. Been all over the Bandits in this one. That ball hit to the backhand side of Creswell, who just makes a first-class play. Just superb by Creswell. His backhand hole gathered, whips it around, and Kate Breder forces Anderson out at second base. Just an absolutely high-class play. CJ Beattie, who we have seen can switch hit, facing the southpaw Zach Fuser. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Live baseball at the 10thinnings.com.au. Keep those emails coming in. And they're the Brisbane people that want to shout something out to club members or the like, more than happy. We're trying to come up there, trying to convince Paul Gonzalez to put his hand in his pocket and get us on up for a home series for you, so we can reach out to your rural followers and people that are just too far away to get to the ball game. Would love to come up and provide the same service, but of course there's a cost involved, and so why don't you send some emails into the Bandits hierarchy, Big Gonzo Gonzalez, and say, hey, get the boys up, get the 10th innings up. As I said, we've reached well over 120,000 people in 23 different countries around the world. So if you think that it's not going places and it doesn't do much, I think you're wrong.
And you'll find that on the front seat of Jim Manning's Aston Martin. SA
So full count here with 1 out
Cowboy
for the Bandits, trailing by 7. Alonso on first base. CJ Beattie in the box for the Bandits. Fuser into his 5th inning of work, and they've barely touched him. He pops that one up, and again it's Choi underneath it, and some very poor fielding by Choi. Just should have known. He's just stood on his base, and they had a runner there with him, and ball was always going to go back into the field of play, and when he realised that he couldn't get past CJ at first base, and it landed, but of course they forced the runner out. But not filling you full of confidence when you see your first baseman not position himself a hell of a lot better than that to take a pop fly and help his pitcher out. Logan Wade takes strike one to even the count at 1-1. 2 out, top 5. Bite have it 7-0. Fusett delivers a breaking pitch that doesn't quite finish off and leaves it up and out. Really great crowd here at Norwood Oval. Our best thus far. Another breaking pitch that he waits on. And Ethan Paquette, like a good outfielder, just a little couple back just to make sure, and then rolls on in and takes a routine catch at right field, which finishes the Bandits in the top of the 5th. We'll have a short break and we'll be right back at you.
I am behind the Adelaide bike dugout here on the steps, right in front of the Duncan Orthodontics Christmas party. Great time tonight.
So the great young shortstop Jeremy Creswell comes to the plate for the bite. Fouls that to the backstop for a 1-2 count. Creswell strikes out. Bottom of the 5th inning here.
Centre fielder number 23, Nathan Melendres.
Apologise to the Bandits viewers on not being able to provide you your picture. But he's wearing number 42 and they don't have a number 42 on the schedule, or they do, but he's down as a catcher. I'm sure it's not him. So if you could actually help me if you're watching at home and tell me who it is, I'd be greatly appreciated, because I just got my head bitten off by someone for calling someone the wrong name, which
SA Power Networks.
Never nice.
Ball on its way up the Norwood Parade. Yours to keep next to SA Power Networks.
And Melendres, who started this all off for the bite tonight, with the lead-off double, gets one off the end of the bat and chalk it up. So again, delivers to Melendrez, who fouls this. Looks like those batting gloves will be looking pretty good in my kit bag. Kindly donated by MC Sportswear. Looks like I'll be heading down to see Grant and the boys and
Heads up over on the
pick
hill.
up my batting gloves,
All coming your way.
because I've got a clueless crowd out there at the moment. Didn't think it was that hard. Ball in the dirt, Melendrez holds off. Bounced off the corner of the plate that Melendrez swung at it. Wasn't really sure because it hitting the front of the plate, it just sort of kicked 8 or 9 metres to the right of catcher Clark, who quickly gathered and threw to first and got rid of Melendrez. So Josh Catebread. Bat on ball, both occasions tonight. Advancing a runner with an outfield shot. Fly ball at his first at bat, and another fly ball to centre field at his second at bat. And I got a little bit consumed with the Dan Worrell conversation and failed to score the big 4th inning for the bite. So Catebread. Another big swing and a miss at that. Hits his bat in a little bit of disgust. Thought he should have made more of that. He hangs on a breaking pitch, and big Dave Sullivan does a fantastic job over there. Gathers it in right on the line and on hands and knees, feeds his pitcher for a nice bit of
the 6th inning with the
pitching
Brisbane Bandits coming up
infield
now
practice.
To the right side of the field.
We'll be back in a moment. Drinking in front of you boys, it's very nice too. Well, that's the rules, but as we are back here at Norwood, sorry for my little bit of chatter there. Schoenberger, the shortstop for the Bandits, facing Fuser. Again, he produces a ground ball, and again, Creswell, as smooth as silk at shortstop, makes a great play.
Number 20.
Maybe routine, but this ground is still taking shape, and the's still some bad hops out there. You might sit there and think it's all too easy, but quality infielders make it look easy. Jeremy is exactly that. Who's been on our highlight reel a couple of times tonight, and if you were watching and you saw it, you'd understand why. What a great fielder he is. Zach hurls that one up a little high for ball 2, so 2-1 count, 1 out, top 6. And the Bite are happy campers right at this moment, holding a 7-0 lead.
Second baseman, number 21, Brad Dutton.
Wanaka picks a walk off the Fuser. Brad Dutton, who regardless of whether you're on his team or you're not, you know the quality of the man, and he's just been not able to trouble the scorers in the hitter's box too much at the minute. It'd be really good to see him bounce back with a bit of solid lumber on a little bit of leather. Great atmosphere here. The field announcers and all the guys on the field workers just do a fantastic job, as you saw Pete showing the kids run that they hold in the 6th inning and there's a hit for Dutton, which is fantastic, pushing Anaka to second base. No longer how long you've been playing as a hitter, there's only one thing that pleases you, and that's getting some green pencil in the book. And Brad just did that. So Josh Roberts comes to the plate. Runners on first and second, 1 out, top 6, trailing by 7, the Bandits. watching the softball championships on this weekend down at West Beach Reserve. Gives me an opportunity to talk about one of our great sponsors in MC Sportswear. Grant, who's a baseball software specialist. So uniforms, any form of apparel, as well as anything that you require in the game of softball. Head on down and see Grant and his team at MC Sportswear, corner of Port Road and Woodville Road, or around the mark anyway. Go in and tell him that the 10th inning sent you, and I'm sure he'll look after you. We're very, very thankful for his sponsorship. In future, apart from a couple of little glitches here and there, being on top of his game tonight always helps a pitcher with a bit of run support. As I mentioned to you before, I've been dropping some names, unusual names through the commentary. They all have a common theme. There's a set of Franklin batting gloves on the line.
Oh, heads up over there. That's some SA power.
So keep listening out for those clues.
If only it stayed in the crowd. Oh, the poor girl there doing the right thing and sending it back. Girls to keep next to SA
See
power.
if you can either take a guess or you might be absolutely sure. Says Clark from Clarkville. Roberts, pitch on the outside, and he got some bat on it and fouled it. So 1 ball, 2 strike count, 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Banditos. As Fuser delivers breaking pitch inside. Well supported by Child. Again, Roberts lays a beautiful swing on it. Just misses as he fouls it to the backstop. Wilson Lee working out in the bite pen at the minute. We're going to go light, go lefty for lefty. As Roberts picks a walk.
The catcher, number 37, Cody Clark.
So the Bandits with loaded bases here, top 6, 1 out. Dave Sutherland's at the plate. Superb opportunity for them to get something going. Not out of reach, not just yet.
Okay, folks, come on now. We are in the 6th innings. They might have a 7-0 lead. We're going to shut this down right now. Let's hear everybody.
1-1
Come on,
count.
White fans, show us whose side you're on. Everybody get your hands together. Here we go. Everybody in Norwood Oval, get those hands together right now. Here we go. Keep it going, White fans. Come on,
Field announcer really revving things up here. It's a fabulous crowd in here at Norwood Oval. Australian baseball. Heads of office must be pretty happy for you're tuning in to know that there's 1,500 to 2,000 people at Norwood Oval watching the Bandits take on the Bite. And from the Bite's perspective, we're happy campers because they're doing a pretty good job. Behind the left arm pitching of Zach Fusett, who delivers again and puts one up, and he walks in a run in his first real blemish for the evening. Manager Harris says that's enough for Zach. He's done a mighty job getting into the into the 5th inning. I'll try to tally something up and let you know how he went, but obviously leaving his team with a 6-run lead. Absolutely superb job by Zach Fusett.
Fantastic effort on the mound for the Adelaide Bite tonight. Just like the Bite needed. A great solid pitching performance. 5 out of 4 innings. He pitched and only gave up 1 hit. A fantastic performance on the mound by Zach Fusett. Great work on the mound by the Bite starting pitcher. The new pitcher for your Adelaide Bite is number 26, Wilson Lee.
If the Lees are with us in Darwin, you'll be as proud as punch to see Wilson out there throwing the late middle innings here for the Bite, trying to get him in a position to close this one out. So we'll take this opportunity, we'll just have a short break and we'll be back with you real soon.
Chef's Inspirations uses only succulent ingredients like tender, other roasted pork belly with a silky hollow.
Wilson Lee. Bases are loaded with 1 hour in the 6th inning. Come on now, Bite fans. Whose side are you guys on? Here we go, time to get right behind your Bite. Let's hear from everybody now, nice and loud. Here we go. We're in 6, 1 out.
So Wilson Lee on the mound. The old announcer here will get the sack pretty soon from his boss Peter White if he doesn't lift his game. There's Cody Clark as the previous hitter and who walked to finish Fusett, and Dave Sutherland comes to the plate. He hammers one around the corner in foul territory.
Foul networks, foul ball.
Might have to pull the old heat stroke excuse and see how I go as Lee fires that one outside for ball 1. So 1-1 count. The bases are bulging. One out. The Bandits, the Child. Ball again was flung outside by Lee and did a great job. Dylan Child to keep that ball in his mitt. Stop another run to cross the plate. Sutherland, big swing and a miss at that one. So a 2-2 count. Lee. Even the scoreboard's not helping me unless that hit him. Because they had a 2-2 count. And yet he's wandered up to first base. So he's either got a little flick through on the way,
Number 25, third baseman,
or he was walked by Lee. And that crosses another one for the Bandits. And although they seem in control, when you're not in winning form, funny things can happen against you. And the Bandits are mounting a little charge. 7-2, top 6. Alonso at the plate. And in this inning alone, might have one out. They've given 4 walks and a hit to right field. So base is still loaded. 1 out. And Alonso looking to earn his keep, do something for the Bandits as he smacks that one around the corner and shuffles them up in the shark tank there. How some of these balls elude some serious danger, I am not sure, but you get hit by one of them and you'll know all about it. So we're still only 2/3 of the way through. 7-2 lead sounds pretty good. But with loaded bases, 1 out, the Bandits, they might have some other ideas. Everyone of the Bandits all sitting out together. And he blows Alonso away with an up and out fastball that I'm sure he'd like to have all over again because that wasn't so flash.
Number 39, designated hitter, CJ Beattie.
In actual fact, you could really call that a ponting after his dismissal the other day. Are we getting warm? Are we getting close at all to winning those batting gloves? Live baseball at the 10thinnings.com.au, and CJ has popped that one up, and that fortunately for the Bandits goes into
SA Power Networks, foul ball.
foul territory and out of play. Again, Lee gets a nicely located middle in pitch to CJ, who fights it off again. Bandits are sensing that this is their moment. This may be their big opportunity. CJ Beattie, the man with the few moves, preparing to take this pitch from Willie Lee, who delivers. That ball's in the dirt and it eludes Child. So Roberts crosses for the 3rd run for the Bandits on a wild pitch from Wilson Lee. And the natives are getting restless here at Norwood Oval. pitch is up and out. Put himself into a good at bat here, CJ. Sort of sense that something is on the cards. And that pitch is up, full count, and he's in absolutely hitting position. He is hungry in there, CJ Beattie. He knows what he's got to do. My crystal ball is telling the correct story. Something is in the wind. Yeah, what is in the wind is a pop-up to Choi, and he takes the catch and snuffs this inning out for the Bandits, but they grab 3, get themselves back to a 7-3 ball game. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Attention now to the big video screen. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank some of our national sponsors.
Come and sit in, Darth. Got little Darcy Glewis joining us at the moment. How are you, champion? Good, sit down. How's the bike going tonight? Good, aren't they? What's your favourite thing at the minute?
Probably the Homer.
The Homer. And there's another long ball by Stephen Welsh. Out to right field. Josh Roberts takes an easy catch. Who are you here with, mate?
Dad and friends.
Dad and the friends? What, other boys from
Number
baseball?
47, first baseman, G-Man Choi.
G-Man Choi enters the plate with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Adelaide Bite. Currently lead this game 7-3. Bandits took last night's 4-zip, if my memory serves me correct. Sorry, 6-2. And Choi hammers one to the centre right fence for a stand-up double.
Stand-up double for G-Man Choi. Your attention, please. Waiting for certain protest. Having to play rock for the last innings is number 21, Ben Lodge.
Ben Lodge comes into the game for Ethan Paquette. Had his first at-bat in this series. And doesn't waste any time having a swing and a miss at that one. And he pops that one up right in the heart of the infield, where Alonso comes in and takes to the player of these guys' level, an easy infield pop-up.
Number 35, designated hitter Angus Roger.
And Angus Roger, again another catalyst for the bite earlier this earlier in the game, just kept momentum going for us. I just got the feeling that this game is a bit to play out just yet. Very handy 4-run lead for the bite. Choi on second with 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. With Roger getting a slider outside that Clark handles pretty well, but can't stop Choi advancing 90 feet to third base. Been mentioning to you about the Colts Baseball Academy, another great sponsor of ours. Kids at home are watching, or parents, that the greatest development of a player is between the ages of 8 and 12, where you set all their fundamentals that they will take with them throughout their career. One way to ensure that your child is given every opportunity to develop those fundamentals and skills is through the Colts Baseball Academy. Look at our website, all their contact details, and sign up and get on board. It's a great little academy with some first-class instructors. That pitch up and in. Really important at bat, as he has a great swing at that and fouls it back onto the parade. So the Bandits looking to keep status quo of where the game is right at the moment. The pitch is inside, so Roger picks up a walk.
Left fielder, number 29, Justin Howard.
Well, Justin Howard, who's had a little bit of a mixed night, picking up a hit with his first at-bat. Also a walk, and so he'd be feeling a whole lot better about things than that first pitch up and out for ball one. More activity in the Bandits' pen. Big swing and a miss by Howard. again from the set. Delivers. Another pitch. Across the letters and in. So Justin Howard with runners in the corners for the bite. Gets a pitch up and in that he muscles off his hands and pops it to left field, and it's easily taken. That's the end of the bite and the end of the 6th inning.
7-3.
We will be back real soon.
Crossing now down to Mike Murray.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Now we have our
We're getting things underway in the 7th innings now here at Norwood Oval, and the Bite have a 7-3 lead. Stepping up to the plate for the Brisbane Bandits is number 16, left fielder Logan Wade.
So top 7 here. The magnificent Norwood Oval with its superb crowd, as I keep mentioning. And they're a little pensive right at the moment. We're all wishing, we're all hoping, but we've got a long way to go. Logan Wade with the 2-0 count leading off here for the Bandits. Lee fires that fastball for strike 1. And a nice pitch located outside, and Wade was right on it. So Lee delivers again, trying to get a slider across, but also didn't quite finish it off and left it up and out. 2-2 count. From the set, delivers again. Wade again, just all over that pitch, but it's not the toughest skill in the world with a round bat, round ball. If it was that easy, we'd all be doing it. So as much as you can put a nearly picture-perfect swing on, you still have to find that very minuscule meat of the bat. And Wade, again, just Catches a small piece of the uniform and hit by a pitch ball to first base. So Schoenberger, shortstop, takes strike one. Wilson Lee's job to keep things as minimal as possible through this inning and perhaps the next, to give the closer a chance to come in and finish the game off. Very, very difficult role to come out of the pen in the 5th or the 6th at a time when the game's on the line. Takes a lot of maturity, a lot of belief in your own ability. There's a pitch that's hit straight back at him, and they roll a 1-6-3 double play, the bite. Doesn't take much to get the crowd moving. Everyone loves a double play. And there was a perfectly executed example. Nice feed by Wilson. Semi stepping off of the mound to get into nice flat territory. Good feed to shortstop Creswell, who used his skill to receive and throw to make that second out. As that pitch is hit foul by Anaka.
Could have hit me further up, could you? 3 beers, 3 chips, 3 pasties, 3 sausage rolls. With compliments. Have a good night.
Thank you. And again, that pitch is hit back at Wilson, and perhaps he doesn't entirely do the right thing this time. He just spins and throws a bit wild to Choi, who had to move from his bag, but he takes and quickly gets back and just beats Sanaka out. So that completes the top of the 7th, and we're in for a 7th inning stretch. So grab a refreshment, we'll be back in a moment. So Nathan Crawford jumps on the mound for the Bandits and induces a first pitch ground ball from Dylan Child to shortstop for an out. Crawford, a bit of a very upright sidearm slinger. Induces another ground ball to shortstop Schoenberger, who shows his skills. Lovely arm. Deep shortstop, just throws a P to first base.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Adelaide White, number 23, centre fielder Nathan Melendrez.
That pitch was inside and has hit Nate Melendrez. So he jumps to first on that hit by pitch ball.
Second baseman, number 6, Josh Catebreed.
That's that man if you want something. Brings to the plate Josh Catebreed. He gets one a little up and a little in. So Crawford delivers straight down the shooter. Strike one. Nice pick off by Crawford. Got Melendrez certainly wrong-footed. If he wasn't so quick-footed and nimble, he would have been in a bit of strife, but he got down and back just in time. So Catebreed to receive, and Melendrez is off on the pitch and swiped second quite easily.
Ladies and gentlemen, scoring base. 3 lucky fans in the free main course at Montezuma's Restaurant in you.
Catebreed swings through that pitch. 2-2 count, 2 out. Bite currently have it 7-3 in the bottom of the 7th. It's Crawford. Flings one down there. Gets a bit on it when he gets it right. Tall right-hander. As I said, probably throws more a 3/4 type arm. Finds the outside part of the plate, and Neil Poulton gets the gun out and says, au revoir Josh Catebreed, and au revoir the bite in the bottom of the 7th. We'll have a short break. We'll be back with the 8th inning real soon.
The Adelaide Bite would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support of the Adelaide Bite and the Australian Baseball League. Brought to you
So welcome back everyone. Richard Olsen takes the mound duties for the Bite here in the top of the 8th inning, holding a 4-run lead. The Bite currently 7-3. And that pitch is by Dutton, is hit along the right field line and beautifully taken by Ben Lodge at right field. Coming in for Ethan Paquette and rounding that one up just inside the fence. Lovely piece of outfielding.
And that brings to the plate Josh Roberts.
Josh smashes this ball into right field over Lodge's head for a ground rule double.
Grounds rule double for Josh Roberts.
I was just about to say Josh had been hitless for the night, but I'm glad I kept my comments to myself because he's line driven a ball straight over right field's head for a stand-up double.
Number 37, the catcher Cody Clark.
So Cody Clark comes to the plate. Roberts on second, 1 out. Pitch is outside by Olsen. The right-handed Olsen delivers again. And gets a bit on that one and blasts it by Clark. Not a bad rap as a catcher to be hitting in the 4-hole. Every team wishes for that, and that's a lovely pitch inside. Just jammed him to the extent he couldn't do much with it and had to take it, and it was just a perfectly located strike by Olsen. It's a breaking ball, and that ball is hit long and hard, and that is gone. It's a 2-run shot to Cody Clark, and that is why he's hitting in the 4-hole. Just blasted that one straight over the roof of the Wood Street stand, and that is a legit home run on any field. Cody Clark, wow.
7-5, he's scored out in 8 innings. And that is first baseman, number 43, David Sullivan.
This game all comes down to pitching, and right at the moment, as has been the case, is the Bite.
Oh, look out there in the Shark Tank. Somebody's got the DVDs.
Magnificent, my group in the Shark Tank there just nearly took a superb catch. He waves his hat to the crowd, and Anderson hits a line drive to second base.
Very nice catch by Josh Packer at second base. Carlos Alonso is the new man.
So Carlos Alonso strides to the plate for the Bandits, who picked up a couple of runs and gets one off the handle to third base. Welsh, he makes a great little play and retires Alonso and retires the Bandits in the top of the 8th. The Bite 7, the Bandits 5.
Ladies
The
and
short
gentlemen,
break will be
please
right
take out
back.
your raffle tickets. Somebody is going to win an autographed Adelaide Bite team baseball.
Nathan Crawford continues his work for the Bandits. Trying to give them every opportunity they've got to steal this one off of the bite in the late inning. 2-run lead for the Adelaide bite, 7-5. As Welsh gets that one around the corner. So Crawford delivers. Welsh punches one through the shortstop hole and picks himself up a base hit.
Third hit of the ball game for Stephen Welsh. And that brings to the plate number 47.
Had a fantastic night, Steph. Double down the first base line, a home run over centre field and a base hit to left field. Magnificent night. And big G-Man Choi, who gets a pitch he liked, but he rolled over the top of it. Tickled it foul. And Choi, who at his last at bat banged one off the centre right fence for a double, takes that pitch low and out for ball one. From the set, delivers again a bit of a wild slider outside. And Crawford again gets that one down the middle and Choi pulls it around the corner, foul. Near the Bandits bullpen, where, if I'm correct this time, Justin Erasmus is up and moving. So G-Man Choi prepares to take and chops that onto his foot and it goes foul. Big, tall Nathan Crawford has a little pick-off just to keep Welsh interested. Coach Harris may be thinking to get his runner moving, but he stays, and Choi chops one to second base where Welsh, in an attempt to avoid the tag, held up, and Dutton ended up tagging, and just as he's trying to get the ball out to make the second out, he loses control. So 1 out for the Bandits.
Didn't catch that.
Right fielder, Ben Lodge.
Crawford to Ben Lodge. He takes strike one. So after a bit of a hiccup in the middle innings for the Bandits, they've regained composure as Lodge hits one to the right of Sutherland at first base, who makes a fantastic play diving. And on his knees, feeds Schoenberger at shortstop. So he puts Shoy out, and that's all they could take. They couldn't complete the double play. So Angus Roger, who we've talked a bit about tonight, picked up his form and going very well, but the bite needs some insurance, so a run or two more would be very handy as he prepares to accept the pitch, and that's outside. Crawford working from the set, delivers, and Roger is a big swing and a miss. As we get to the money time of this ball game, and it is still anyone's game. Roger goes inside out and pops it over the top of first base. It lands. Lodge wheels his way around to third base, and Roger gets to first easily on a little flare down the first baseline.
Roger picks up his second hit of the ball game. He gets on first base for the 5th time tonight. 2 hits, 2 walks, and he pitched balls. So good night for Angus Roger.
Big night by Angus. Couple of hits, couple of walks, and hit by a pitch ball. So batting 1,000 right at the moment. And you take a little flare over first base, and that is the end of Nathan Crawford. So it's a cruel game. Gets one off the handle, and that is the end of him. This opportunity, get a chance to pump my own business, Sperling Office Solutions, specialising in custom-made fit-outs, office fit-outs, home office. Only use local manufacturers, both furniture and chairs, seating. So if you're in the market for an office fit-out or a lovely home office out of timber veneer or a fantastic Laminix range, give us a buzz. Just have a look at the website, drop me an email. Be happy to come out, have a look, measure up, show you some alternatives, finish alternatives. It really can't be easier. We'll have a short break. See you in a moment.
Well, where's pitching?
Now. So folks, I got it wrong before, but I'm not wrong this time. This is Justin Erasmus. So please forgive me before, as your strongly built young fella jumps on the mound for the Bandits. Runners in the corners for the bite. And as I mentioned, a couple of runs now would really relieve some pressure on the Adelaide bite as that pitch is inside to Howard. He holds off. The right-hander from the set delivers, and Howard has a huge swing at that. Looking to it out into Paynham somewhere, which is about 23.5 miles away. I'll get Pete to check those emails. No one's obviously cracked the code, so I've got a few young Glenelg baseballers with me here that I'm sure would be rapt to have a new set of batting gloves. Crowd continue to get involved here, knowing it's a very important part of the game as he foul tips that into the catcher's glove and it deflects off of that. So again, delivers. That pitch is just out. Perfectly where the catcher wanted it, but just a little up and a little out. So Erasmus delivers and runners are moving and Howard strikes out. So that completes the 8th. The Bite still lead it 7-5. See you in a moment. So Andrew Kittredge, the closer for the Bite, jumps onto the mound, the heavy throwing big right-hander. Starts lead off. CJ with a couple of balls. There's a stray ball from the Bandits, or from the kids actually, out on the mound. One of their glow balls enters the field. Mark Sullivan, if you're still out there listening, you're close, mate. I just need a little bit more detail. Just need a little bit more detail. As CJ has absolutely monstered that ball over the right field fence, and that is a bomb. Wow. So the Bandits keep coming. Beautiful hitting count, and he got his money's worth. Dispatched that about 450 feet over the trees. And sends a little bit of a shiver to the bite here as they draw it back to 7-6. Logan Wade strides to the plate for the Bandits, trying to snatch this one away from the bite. With closer Kittredge on the mound, trying to get the job done. So the bite are 3 outs away. Wade has a big swing and fouls that to the backstop.
Let's hear from everybody. Get right behind your Adelaide bite. Come on now. Get those hands together. Here we go.
Kittredge, who works from the set.
Keep it going, folks. Come on now. Get those hands
Swinging
together.
over the top.
Right behind the Adelaide bite.
So an 0-2 count on Logan Wade. As Andrew Kittredge trying to get the job done for the bite. And he goes inside out and he pokes it down the left field line. He'll be looking to get a double. There's an error by Howard at left field. Just a little boggle, and that was enough for Wade to round the base and pick himself up a stand-up double. So if the hearts weren't fluttering before, they're fluttering now. I've got a couple of boys who have got no idea what the score is or even what the situation is sitting next to me. But it is pressure time for the Adelaide bite. They're trying to seal victory here and they're really struggling. They're looking to bunt. Schoenberger shapes to bump that ball. With none out. Trying to push Wade to third base. And give themselves every opportunity to get him in to even this ball game up. Wow, this is a tense time. Out of the coach's hands, and it's all in the players' hands right here. So Kittredge again works from the set, and they bunt again, and he pops it, but pops it into foul territory and eludes all fielders. What a scene with the fantastic camera work by our magnificent producer Peter Wyatt, that Jeremy Creswell worked into second base to keep Wade as close as he possibly could to second, mimicking a pickoff. Hopefully getting a shout from the third base coach to hold or go back. Just enough to just try to stop him from scoring. And that pitch is outside by Kittredge, just finds a bit of black. Strike 2. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count, none out. Top of the 9th, Bandits trailing by 1, 7-6. What has turned out to be an excellent game of baseball. Pressure right on. It's Kittredge. Delivers a pitch up and out. Ball 2. looked like they were pretty much in control for most of this game, but it's these sorts of late innings where it seems to all unfold, and it's unfolding at the moment. As Kittredge just needs to have a chat with his catcher Dylan Child just to work a couple of things out. No room for error here, no room for miscommunication.
Okay, coming out, right, James. Here we go, time to get serious. Really good kick now, get right behind the ball.
So Kittredge delivers, gets that pitch in, fills the count. So nothing happening easy here for the bite. Spectators are feeling a bit nervy. I can only imagine what the players are, as that pitch was outside and Schoenberg having a quality at bat for the Bandits. Hanging tough at the plate here. Sometimes when you're trying to protect a win, or harder than actually going for it, and the Bandits are going for it. So Kittredge, he strikes him out. Extremely important out for the Adelaide bite.
We have an out in the innings now. We're on the top of the lineup.
Come to one of last night's heroes, Hiratoshi Anaka. Last night, a couple of magnificent outfield catches, but tonight he's got to swing the stick, drive in a runner to even this ball game up. Whereas Andrew Kittredge has to dig deep and find his best stuff as he tries to bunt.
Heads up in the stands over there. SA Power Networks, foul ball.
So Kittredge, who's had some up and down performances thus far in his short little journey with the bite, delivers again and locates a superb pitch. Anaka not overly happy, but they're trained to follow the umpire's lead. Shows no dissent. And jumps back into the box, ready to go again. And Kittredge delivers, and that pitch exactly the same spot. Says goodbye to Hiratoshi. So the bite 1 out away from sealing victory, and the Bandits a safe hit away from evening up this ball game. So what a great climax. An excellent game 2 in the ABL. Quite desperate for a victory. Bandits just as keen. And there's a lovely breaking pitch for strike 1 from Kittredge, just to keep the hitters guessing.
No passengers, come on everybody.
Been powering away Andrew Kittredge. Bite field playing way back to give themselves every opportunity, and that ball is ripped into left field. Kai Howard's going to have to make a good play. The runner was held and Howard ends up making an error. Not an error that the ball got through him, but he boggled it and Wow, if they had have known, and if you have your time again, you send the runner, but he's held. And as it worked out, Howard was able to pick it back up and get it in. So runners in the corners for the Bandits. Brad Dutton gets a clutch hit. Great work by Brad Dutton.
Josh Roberts is allowed the Bandits. Roberts.
So Josh Roberts, a very, very dangerous hitter, takes a ball. This game is on the line. Runners in the corners for the Bandits. 2 out, trailing by 1. Closer Kittredge trying to get this job done. And he gets a curveball on the outside edge for strike 1. As much as everyone wants to be super excited, there's a level of, and that is up. Roberts lays off. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Bite lead at 7-6, top of the 9th. What is going to happen? As he gets strike 2 over the plate.
2 strikes, 2 out of the 9th innings. Listen up, Bite fans, here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Come on now, everybody, let's bring it home. Put those hands together.
Josh has hit a ground ball to Kate Brett, who makes the out. So the Bite take the victory, 7-6 in game 2 to level this little series up at 1-all. And the Bite are ecstatic, and so they should be. They showed a bit of ticker tonight, showed a little bit of class, fraction shaky at the end, but at the end of the day, you just got to get the job done, and that's exactly what the Adelaide Bite have done. In a first-class game of baseball, this is the 10th inning. We are pleased to bring it to you. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock for Game 3.